I'm Sam Graeb, personal trainer, owner of Planet Hemp and Organic Athletic, and I'm aspiring to work with elite athletes. That's kind of where I'm at in my life right now. Have you ever taken one of those 23andMe?
Absolutely.
What did you learn anything that you didn't expect?
I learned that they have no idea what they're doing with it.
Yeah.
And I say this from an objective standpoint because
I thought everything was subjective.
It is.
Okay, all right. So,
right? But I'm trying to be objective.
Okay,
okay.
Right.
So everything's subjective.
Okay.
Right? But the objective side, you have to force yourself to be objective.
Yeah, understood.
Right. You have to go, okay, I got to pull myself way out of this 30,000 feet. Everybody, it's like I'm up there looking at everything.
Okay. Give me your analysis. How did you come to this conclusion that they're full of shit?
Because here's why. I did this like 8 years ago. Mm-hmm. And it came out with like all of this crazy, like I'm this percentage of this, I'm this percentage of that.
Yep. Right.
Like, you're told that like maybe you're both like, both parents are Italian.
Yeah.
Right. Which makes me a lot.
100% Italian.
When it shoots
but you
back,
didn't pull 50-50. You pulled like 65-35 or No.
It was like 45% Italian. But then it shot.
That's terrifying. That's why I'm afraid to do it. I don't want to find out I'm less Italian than I think that I am.
Oh yeah. Okay. So this is a funny story. So when this thing became like the thing, people were spitting into the tube and setting it off.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, it's probably 8 to 10 years ago.
Yeah. Seems about right.
So everybody, they would have these parties. Mm-hmm. They'd be like, oh, this is what I think my heritage is. Right.
Okay. And you're trying to guess what it's going to be?
People would bring the food of what they think their heritage is. So there was like all these friends that got together.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So everybody got this food together and they brought the food and it's like the unveiling of their DNA.
That sounds fun.
And this lady who thought she was 100% Italian she brought the manicotti, she brought those. She finds out she has none of it.
No, none of it.
None of it. I heard at this part.
That's an identity crisis.
She's breaking down.
Yeah.
Very, very upset.
Yeah. I probably would too,
because
honestly.
She makes like a great manicotti, but
she feels like a fraud now.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I don't know. That would be straight up depressing, honestly.
I wasn't there.
You heard this story? Who was this?
It's a friend of a friend of a friend.
A friend of a friend. Okay,
right.
Understood.
But so I take that objective viewpoint, and I say,
these
this
are full
DNA
of shit.
thing. Right, so I'm like, oh, okay, this is pretty cool. I'm like 2% Mongolian or something. Who knows?
All right,
who knew?
Everyone's 2% Mongolian,
I suppose,
right?
or Roman or something.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But like, so I found out like, that was fine.
Yeah,
it's cool. I'm not Italian. That's great.
Yeah.
But then over the years, each time it's like, oh, you have a new DNA thing, and then you open it up. And now it's completely twisted back around. So how much more are they going to extrapolate before they actually get it to what you actually are?
Yeah.
So maybe that's a conspiracy theorist in me. I don't know. I think there's some validity to it.
No, I think there's a lot of validity to it simply because groups of people also moved from region to region. So, and different areas were controlled. Like Sicily, for example, was under the control of like 10 different empires, like at different times. So you could be pulling from different groups. And the last name Arquillo looks Spanish. And anytime I ask Siri, she calls it like, if I say call my cousin, she's calling Eli Arquillo. That's what she says. That's what Siri, that's how, and some of Southern Italy was under Spanish rule for periods of time. So I mean, we could be, as far as I know, we could be Spaniards to a degree as well, but we're Italian.
Right.
So who knows? And like the Celtic people I know moved, I forget if it was from Ireland to Germany or Germany to Ireland, but yeah. So who knows is what I'm saying.
Exactly.
And my wife is real tan and it tells her that she's she's Wonder Bread, right? She's but she tans better than me.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think your theory might be...
I'm not quite sure.
Might be valid.
It's funny, though, because we talked before this, too, about the vitamins you take and this stuff. Yeah. And I love that there's a test because I don't guess on, like, my vitamin. Like, I have blood work that gets done.
Yeah.
Because I want to make sure that I'm fueling my body the right way. So there's a test that I have making sure that my cholesterol and my vitamin D and am I absorbing the B's and things like that. So there's a test that comes out of that. I don't guess I test.
Yeah.
Right. I think that's what it is. It's like trust but verify.
Yeah.
Right.
I feel like you can't trust depending on a lot of things on this earth, you can't trust without verification.
I don't know. As long as you remain objective, though.
Yeah.
That's the hardest
That's
part.
the hardest part of it.
Yeah. Because you'll get angry. As soon as you internalize that thing, it inevitably comes with what?
I look that situation in the face pretty regularly.
In the mirror?
Yeah, I guess it's in the mirror. Yeah. Yeah. Like, all right, I know I need to be objective here. How can I dial it back? And I think about it. I was just talking to one of the athletes I train. I've been with him for like a month and a half probably. Mm-hmm. But the difference that I've seen in him from like when I first started working with him to today, I mean, a lot of it's because he's young, and they're naturally, if they're putting in the work, they're going to get better. Mm-hmm. But it's really, really rewarding to see that. But he was saying his biggest thing that he needs to work on is he can beat kids in practice. He's a tennis player. But in a match, if he has one bad shot, he gets in his head.
Oh, yeah.
And then he said he falls apart at that point. And so he loses to kids in matches that he beats in practice because it's the mental game.
Yeah.
And I asked him, has anyone talked to you about this? Like how, like some tactics or like, what's your strategy? Like, how do you actually overcome that? Because that comes out later on in life. Like sports as a kid are just preparing you for later on in life. So if not for tennis and victory on the court, it's also just for, you're going to have to figure out how to overcome that. And I say that because I'm trying to overcome that every single day in my life.
Sure.
So it's not something you defeat once, I think. You got to keep.
It's a constant thing.
Yeah, it's a constant
thing. It's a constant, purposeful, precise action every single day.
Yeah.
Like I was talking to Joe earlier about this stuff. It's like if someone wants to become faster in something, or you want to lose 25 pounds, it's not happening. Like I can't do that by Friday.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So each day it's a thing that you have to do, and you have to train, and you have to rep it, and you have to to become that much better. Like you have to stay consistent with it.
You have to.
And for this kid, I mean, he's what's cool about our journey as people in life, right? Is that you're constantly looking for, and I don't want to use the word affirmation in this sense, but like you want to make sure that like what you're thinking is like actually like what other people are thinking.
Yeah.
Right. It's like I'm not alone in my thoughts. I'm not alone in the ideas that I have. Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah.
You're willing to seek help without even knowing it. Right. And when you can wake up and do that, then you have things set forever. Because like I'm struggling with this. I'm going to go to so-and-so. Like you have this young man you're training. Mm-hmm. You're asking him how to get over that sort of thing. Well, maybe that's a journey together, right?
That's, I think, what I'm getting at is
right.
100%. Yeah. Like basically, you're like, when I'm talking to him, I want him to understand that he's, like you just said, he's not alone in that experience. Mm-hmm. But I think, you have to approach it with that idea that you can improve. Because if you think like this is just how I am, then you're kind of stuck like that. But I don't know if anyone ever, like the way he was talking to me about it didn't sound like he had been introduced to the concept yet that it was something that could be overcome,
Oh, it can be 100%.
100%.
Yeah, 100%. It doesn't matter. I mean, that's, sports. Mm-hmm. But mental health in sports is like it's a brand new thing coming out of this juncture.
Oh my God,
right?
yeah.
Like Simone Biles, is that her name? The gymnast.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's the one who brought that to the forefront.
She definitely.
Right. She said I'm not what's it called? What somebody said twisties. Is that was So like she had the twisties. That was the mental side of it. Mm-hmm. So she brought that to light. Mm-hmm. That there's so much more to just whatever gymnasts do, I don't know, back handsprings or the horses or the bounce, whatever.
Yeah.
I can't do that. I'm not But anyway, she's saying that there's that point in time to where the mental side kicks in 100%.
Absolutely.
You know?
My buddy Trey has I think he built basically an entire brand around that too. But it's definitely something that's coming to the forefront we can just talk about him, for example. He had like 3 different knee surgeries and then continued to play. Like the things that athletes go through that they have to mentally overcome, I think a lot of people don't give them credit for, or don't even really understand how much they sacrifice to try and like fulfill their dreams through their craft. Mm-hmm. It's pretty ridiculous. Like just with my ACL surgery I got in September, through my recovery, it's like hard to imagine being able to play like a sport at an elite level after having that already done. Mm-hmm. But people, like athletes, basically play until their bodies give out on them and they can't play anymore. But the mental toll of that would be immense, I can imagine. For football players especially, basketball players too, I'm sure. Gymnasts, I know my mom was a gymnast. Her knees are in absolute shambles. Right. Have you seen my mom's knees?
I have not.
They're like, they look like there's some stuff.
Your mom is my cousin, so like maybe I did. So
probably seen her knees at one point in life.
And stuff, yeah.
You know what Osgood Schlatter looks like?
I do.
She has pretty bad Osgood Schlatter from just being a gymnast through her like adolescence. Mm-hmm. And I think like constant quad activation without like a balance from the posterior chain through growth causes that pretty bad it's the top part of the tibia.
Yeah.
The tibial tuberosity.
Yeah.
Overgrowing. But they didn't talk about, like, no one cared.
They didn't talk about it. It was rub some dirt on it.
Keep it moving.
It didn't matter. It was rub some dirt on it. It's still that way today, right? You're injured, rub some dirt on it, right? You got like, you know, the mental side of the game. We'll rub some dirt on it. Well, last I checked, I can't rub dirt on my brain. Right?
Yeah.
So it's like, what am I going to seek from that? Who can I find that? But to be that person for somebody, is a huge responsibility.
Oh yeah.
Right. But it's not even about the athletes and the sports. Mm-hmm. Right. You'll have neurosurgeons that are cracking out because the toll on them.
Oh my God.
And not having a device. Right. We talk about it. We talk about our wonderful, veterans and special ops.
Yeah.
Right. They're from that young age. They have their grind going on and they'll ignore pain.
Oh yeah.
Right. But then as they get older, then it becomes that like now your body's starting to break down because nobody talked about that this is just as important in health than running 3 miles a day.
And then they get discarded by society
exactly
at the end of it all.
Yeah, that's a stigma that takes place.
Yeah.
Right. So from the beginning, you can't show like that you are
going through pain,
vulnerable.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
That's the hardest part.
They can shut it off for the duration of their like performance window, but then after that window closes, it's like now they're left to deal with all the bullshit.
Right. But we have that as just everyday people.
Yeah.
Everyday people go through that stuff.
But it definitely is getting more like spotlight now. Mm-hmm. For sure.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I mean, I think as I get older, I have that wonderful hindsight that takes place.
Yeah.
Right. And you don't have that at 28 or 18.
Yeah.
Right. But when you get to 48, you got that beautiful landscape of like taking a look around you.
Yeah.
Things are starting to slow down a little bit and you get to see what made you, what built you, how did you get to this point in time?
Yeah.
Right. And then you get through it and you've gotten through it. So now what are you going to do with that gift?
Yeah.
It's time to unleash it to everybody else, even if it's just one person that hears a message.
Yeah.
And you're like, I find the greatest satisfaction in helping that person because I went through it. And now I can help them get through the very same thing.
As a trainer, so when you first started, this is a different lifetime.
Oh, yeah. I was 30 pounds ago. I was a personal trainer. Yeah. Then I got into real estate and, now here we are.
Yeah.
My metabolism kind of, so yeah.
A lot of the qualities that a personal trainer needs to have, though, I think just carry over to leadership in general. It makes sense. Like the pathway that you've taken definitely makes sense for who you are. But when you were a trainer, what separated you as a trainer? Because I know you were a successful trainer. Like you probably could have You probably could have built a whole business around just being like built a gym or whatever route you wanted to take as a trainer. There's different routes you could have taken. Like, what separated you as a trainer? Were you working with mostly Gen Pop at that time? Did you work with athletes? Did you work like both?
It was across the board.
Okay, and then like, did they? What? Yeah, I guess what was your specialty? Were you helping people a lot with the mental side of it? I guess that kind of comes with it, no matter what.
Yeah.
No matter who you are as a trainer, like that's kind of a big part.
Well,
of your
what
job,
happens when you're a trainer, right? Like
you're a therapist.
Well, I think,
essentially.
I don't know if it essentially turns into that. I think so. I think maybe
if you're doing Gen Pop, you definitely become a therapist to a degree.
Well, I mean, you're talking about a tennis player, so like that's the same thing as like a young athlete going through that sort of thing. But I think if you're there for a specific reason.
Yeah.
Right. They're here. They're there to get in shape. Right. Better physically. Right. Better physical health. But you're inevitably having an hour of time with them. Yeah. And you're not working out for the straight hour. Yeah. Right. That's not like there's a downtime. There's a rep. There is that. I feel like that the success that I had in doing that was I'm a huge motivator.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
By nature.
I love that though.
Yeah.
I love that because I see everybody for who they are. And I see everybody as like something that's like God created. Yeah. Right. So I see that. So from an early age, it was like I had this thing that I was like, I want to take care of this. I want to see. So the byproduct of that physical wellness was conversations about the mental wellness.
Absolutely.
Right. Especially if they're doing X, Y, Z that you're training them to do, and this might even just transcend personal training. They're doing X, Y, Z for 2 to 3 months, and then there's no results out of that. Then we have to go to something else here. Yeah. Right. What's your home life? And you don't pointedly ask what's your home life like, right? But you have to understand, like if you have a really high end corporate attorney or the neurosurgeon, you have to understand that their bodies are inevitably producing so much more cortisol than the guy who's doesn't have that type of a high level stress job. Yeah. Right. So I think you now you got to start breaking down other things and say, well, what is the why in all of this? Yeah. And I think that's something that I built early on.
I think that's something that is a strength of yours too. Like if you weren't a trainer, if you didn't, I can't honestly, you're a business owner. That's something I think that was always going to be you. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like part of you that I was talking to someone recently that I was going to introduce you to, Trey. I'll still bring him out sometime. Yeah. But I was telling him about you, and I was telling him that you're someone who my whole life I've looked up to, whether I even realized it or not, like especially at a young age. You just have certain qualities that like I aspired to have growing up without realizing necessarily my whole life. Get older and I start to understand like how I'm shaping myself. A lot of it is after qualities that you have. But for me, being a trainer, a big part of it is what you just said. It's basically just listening to who and meeting that person where they're at. Because if your expectation for everyone is exactly the same starting point, like you're not going to be able to help very many people. I think you definitely have to meet people exactly where they're at and just help them take the next step, not expect them to understand everything that we understand as trainers or like even have the same motivating factors as what might motivate us or one of our other clients. Like you definitely just have to help them as a trainer or as at any point in life, you have to meet people, I think, where they're at. But
absolutely,
that's something that you're very good at. And it just comes down to listening and just like being cool, really, just being like a...
Well, again, I mean, it's just because you make a lot of mistakes. Yeah. Right? Maybe there's a lot of bridges that you burn in relationships and you wonder what happened on that one. Oh, that might have been on me.
Yeah. Especially if you catch a pattern, like, it's like, okay, yeah, that was a second. Okay, that was the third time that happened. Yeah, that's me. That's my bad.
Right. Right. And then you don't make that mistake again. You learn from it. Yeah. Some people go their entire lives without learning that. Yeah. But I think to that point, if you're not meeting your clients where they are, then inevitably what happens is your clients are going to disappear. Yep. Right. So you have a short term coming in. They're not jiving with you. It's not cool. Yeah. I'm out. And then they're going to go tell, hey, go to anybody but Sam. Yeah. Right. Because I feel like he was just self-indulgent, like just it was all about him. Yeah. But I think there's a lot of people out there that live their lives that way. right?
Yeah.
Like, it's like if you're unwilling to help whoever that is in front of you, then you're going to just keep replacing that,
Yes.
right? So you're in it now, but you're replacing now for next, right? So you never have it now because you're constantly looking for that next.
And just cycling
right?
it
So
every time.
so it's next for now for next. So you continuously just take out and replace with the next.
Yeah.
Instead of being right here in this moment in time
Yeah.
and saying, what can we get out of this situation?
Yep.
You know? And that's I think that's huge for any development for people. Right? But you first have to take a self-diagnosis. You have to first take that diagnostic test for yourself. Right? If I'm driving down the road in my truck and all of a sudden check engine light comes on, I can probably go, oh, you know what? Something's wrong with this thing. I got to go get it checked out. We have to understand those in our bodies.
Yeah.
Going, wait a minute, I'm a little off.
Yeah.
I'm snappy to my wife, or I'm snappy to my husband, or I'm snappy to my boyfriend, or whatever it is. Mm-hmm. Right? You got to go, what's going on here? So you're taking consistent diagnostic test of yourself.
Yeah.
You know, or inevitably you're going to end up alone. You know, blaming somebody else.
Yeah.
That's not your fault. It's their fault.
Yeah. That's that seems like to be like a big indicator. Blaming other people or taking responsibility for yourself, because in any situation you could do either of. You could pick one or the other. Yeah. All the time.
I don't have all the answers.
Yeah.
I just know from my experience in life. I mean, I think that's, you know, you're given a set of gifts, and you got to utilize those.
Yeah.
Like you have to, for the betterment of the people around you.
Yeah.
You know, otherwise what happens? You become transactional in your life. And then
people can feel that.
And you're 70 years old and you're transactional. And then what are you going to keep doing? You're going to keep rinsing and repeating through all of that. It might be great for some people. Awesome. Like the people who wanted to be transactional and be 70, think they got it all figured out. This probably isn't your podcast.
Yeah.
Right. But if you want to look at us and go, oh, okay, like there's some people talking here and they seem pretty squared away in life.
Yeah.
They're facing the same things I am, and they're persevering through that.
Yeah.
I might want to just listen. Yeah. Because if it helps anybody to do that, then we've succeeded in what we sought to do.
Yeah. That's,
you know. But bringing you on board here, like I said, I mean, you're my cousin's kid, right? We were out in the lobby talking about how, like, what is that? The first cousin once removed, the second cousin.
Yeah.
I guess we drilled it down to first cousin once removed, according to Goggle.
I was gonna say.
I call Google Goggle.
I picked up on that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually pretty much converted from Goggle to ChatGPT. If I got a question, I'm asking. Yeah. I'm asking Chat.
Well, doesn't Goggle have that?
Yeah, I guess it now. Yeah.
I don't know.
You could. It's the same shit, probably. I'm sure.
I have no idea. I guess I just drill it down again.
Yeah.
You know, but like what I think to the point to all of that is that people are searching for that affirmation, and they're going outward into a world that doesn't exist. Right, like that ChatGPT or anything that you're going into.
Or like imaginary people in your head, or like opinions of like from other people in your head. You can't even narrow down who exactly that person is. You know what I mean?
So you inevitably end up coveting constantly something that's not attainable for you.
Social media is great for ramping that sensation up.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's that slippery slope if you're trying to become a better version of yourself by looking outward into what the internet's going to tell you.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
And the reels and this, and it's like, oh, awesome, that's great. Oh my gosh, that's beautiful. Oh my god, I suck. Wait a minute, that's great. I want to be better like that. And then we'll look at that new car. Oh my gosh, I need those shoes. And now you're constantly just going and going and going and going and going. And then when it shuts off, you're starting to short circuit because you haven't really taken that diagnostic check inside.
Yeah.
And said, okay, this applies to me. I'm going to stop right here, and I'm going to drill down a little bit more. You know,
stack like all of the endorphins on top of that just from like looking at a screen. Like your dopamine just top lining all the time.
Oh yeah,
no reflection happening, and then it's like there's a big crash. There's always sort of a big crash, and then it creates this loop of just
Well, I said it on a previous episode too. Like I have a 12-year-old. I joke about like the gallon of testosterone that he has now. He's kind of going through that change.
Crazy, he's 12.
Yeah,
that's
but
weird.
he'll be on there and it's a swipe, and then shorts, and then this, and then dopamine, and then I'll let him entertain that for a little while, and then I can start to see like eyes like change.
Yeah. You, like sunken in a little more.
And I'm like, yo,
like
outside, we're going to throw some football. Like, let's go do something. Like, let's do stuff that I had to do when I was a kid because I didn't have all that. Like, let's go build a tree house or a fort, right? Like, that's the dopamine.
Build jumps out of dirt in the woods.
But we had to work hard for that.
Yeah.
We had to work hard for the dopamine, right? They're just getting it here, dopamine. And we're not even talking about my 12-year-old who gets a gallon of testosterone a day.
This is adults.
These are adults.
Absolutely.
And then they're raising the 12-year-olds.
Yeah. Yep.
So if you can get that from just a small little microcosm of what we're doing in here, what you do with your clients, right along with the journey of you bettering yourself, it's going to be a very fantastic life for you and for those in your charge.
Yeah.
Those you're stewarding towards whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amen.
But I see you, I've seen you over the years in your journey.
Yeah.
Right. You had a clothing company.
Yes.
Called Planet Hemp.
Yes. I've got some of for now, the last remaining
That's the OG right
artifacts right here of Planet Hemp. Yeah. I was 18 when I started that. I was in Montana going to school, and let me think about this. So I had for a year, I had a full course load as just a regular freshman undergrad at U of M. But I only showed up to the psych class, the writing class, which was actually really, really helpful. Writing 101. I'm telling you what, I had a great professor, and it helped me a lot. And then just with communication in general, being able to communicate, super important in this world. Anthropology, I skipped pretty much every day. History of rock and roll, I skipped. I had twice a week or once a week maybe, skipped every single time. Business management information systems. They showed me how to start a business. It was amazing. And I was kind of like looking around to the other kids in the class, like, is anyone else going to like take this and run with it kind of thing, And that's exactly what I did. They showed me everything I needed to do. Again, great professor. But so I just started the business. I think it was a project. Like that was like our semester project was actually start the business. And then after that, I was just obsessed with the business. Stopped going to pretty much all of my classes except for econ. I was like naturally good at econ. I liked econ.
They were ecstatic. Like
oh my God.
They were rooting for you.
Yeah, they loved that.
Yeah, because you were in Montana, so that was.
Yeah, I was in Montana.
Awesome.
I started a hemp business, and I dropped out of college.
Hemp clothing.
Yeah.
Hemp clothing.
Hemp clothing. Right, yeah, of course.
Right.
But the word hemp probably threw them for a loop. You know?
Sure. Yeah.
They didn't love that.
So you started Planet Hemp when you were 18.
Yeah. And I had, like just these grand aspirations and expectations that it was going to be
the newest big thing.
I knew that it was going to be hard work.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that it was going to be hard work. I could work as hard as I possibly could and still fail at it. Mm-hmm. That was the part that I wasn't quite ready for.
Yeah.
And so I did it for 10 years. I had a storefront for about 2.5 years. And man, it was successful. I guess you could call it successful. I shipped to like 6 of the 7 continents on the planet. I did a wholesale business. Like it did well, but I couldn't get through that ceiling.
Right.
I kept like, and just never quite made it through. But I don't feel like that story is over yet.
Right.
I just don't have all the pieces for it. The main thing was production at scale. That was like the hardest thing for me to overcome.
Mm-hmm.
It's a capital intensive business or an energy intensive business. And after 10 years of doing it, I just kind of like, I ran out of steam. And I saw that the training was providing more in return for me with a lot less energy sucking work going towards it, and it gave me energy. Like being able to see the impact that my work was having on other people, like directly, just was more rewarding for me than the constant. It felt like constant toil. Nothing. I'm not seeing the results that I want coming back.
There's no ROI on that. Yeah.
Yeah.
No return on the investment. Right.
So I kind of like took the concept and the values of Planet Hemp, packaged it a little bit differently, and put it into a system that's easier for me to run with less resources, and that became Oath. And it also opened the door for me to do things like organic cotton, bamboo, other organic fabrics that aren't just hemp. Because hemp is a really underdeveloped industry. I think it's just, for various reasons, that could be an entire podcast.
Right.
Hemp textiles in America aren't something that's like very developed. So it was a shaky supply chain for me. And then Planet Hemp, just a lot of the difficulties that I started to face with that business happened around like the time of COVID. And I piecemealed the supply chain. I would like order fabric. I made the patterns for most of the clothing like by hand, like super old school, because I learned from my mother and my grandmother. They taught me how to do this stuff. And then, but I wanted to take that and do it at scale. So I learned a lot and was able to like solve a lot of problems within that supply chain, and ended up having like, I'm ordering fabric in, I've got a saw, I lay out all the pieces, trace them onto the top layer of fabric. I'll cut out like anywhere from like 10 to 50 units at a time, and then take them down to a team that I partnered with that would produce it, like sew it, put the tags in and everything, and then send orders out. But because of that, it was kind of like fabric coming from here, getting cut here, sewn there. It was just, it doesn't really fit into the world that we live
now. How does Oath like solve some of those problems then?
I don't have to do as much of the like boots on the ground work myself.
Now Oath is your thing.
Yeah, Oath is my thing. And then I train.
That wraps back into the personal training.
Yeah, it wraps back in. It kind of helped me like attach it to the whole lifestyle, because towards the end of Planet Hemp, I really honed in on I called it Hemp Fit, but it was just organic fitness wear. And then Oath, now I've been able to expand into like programs, supplements, and clothing. So it kind of ties everything into one.
Oh, could
Yeah.
How'd you get Oath as a name?
Organic, athletic.
Awesome. Makes
sense.
And
it just kind of happened in my brain. I don't know. I had a friend be like, dude, you need to quit Planet Hemp and do Oath. And at the time I was all pissed off at him because I was doing Planet Hemp. And I was like, had some things that I was developing I thought were going to be like, this is the thing. Right. And then it didn't work out.
He tapped into that ego a little bit.
Yeah, he did.
Like, I got this. Like, wait a minute. Okay.
Yeah, no, he was right. 100%. Yeah. I just had to circle back to it with less objectively.
Yeah. I'm looking at this and I like the double meaning of that Oath.
Thank you. Yeah.
I love that.
That happened by accident. That was just like.
Nothing happens by accident.
Well.
I mean, it comes from work. Yes.
It flowed into me from. Yeah. It wasn't my own production.
Yeah, but you can't. I mean, if you can't pray and then go take a nap.
True.
Right. Prayer doesn't replace laziness.
Yeah.
Right. You gotta pray and then get up and go do.
Yeah.
That's a whole. That could be a whole other thing. I'm not versed enough in the theology of, that. But, for normal people, like that's where that goes.
The vision and then
it didn't come through, but you can't pray and then go take a nap.
Amen.
Right. So Oath, I like that double thing for me because I like to go on that because there's that, you got the Oath, which is there's the tactile product.
Yeah.
You can touch it, feel it.
Yeah.
Right. It's something. But then that Oath you made with yourself, it sounds like.
Self-improvement, living up to what you know you can be.
You make your clients take an oath, like that would be a really cool thing.
I don't want to put that much pressure on them up front.
Like 4 and 7. That's a different thing. But I do solemnly swear to. I feel like I wouldn't have too many clients if I like forced them to. You know what I mean? Maybe, you don't know.
Maybe
it's a club now.
Yeah, we do like cut their hand and they have to say the oath before. Maybe. Yeah, no, that's a little much.
He's not doing that.
Yeah, I don't actually do that.
It's full functioning training here.
It's an oath you make with yourself. That's all.
Right.
Yeah.
but so what I found in that journey, right? Like you said, something that's very, very powerful in that.
Okay.
right? That it wasn't right now.
Yeah.
So you came to that conclusion after you checked the ego from your friend
yeah.
saying, Sam, hey man, you got like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So you're like, so you checked it.
Yeah.
You checked it and then you figured something else out.
Yeah.
But inside of that with Planet Hemp, it was not now.
Yeah.
Right?
And so much ego was tied into Planet Hemp for me. Like who I was when I was 18, when I started that, what I wanted out of it doesn't even jive with who I am as an adult, like, and where I'm at in my life now. So a lot of things were getting dragged along that were personal things. Were getting dragged along with my first baby, and it just, I had to let go of a lot of stuff that I didn't want to let go of and accept what I considered failure. Like, accept it, because I was battling, no, I can, it is going to work. I can make it work. I know it can, but I needed to just step away from it. And it got to the point where God was literally like, had me up against a locker. Like, dude, I've been trying to tell you this lightly for years now.
Yeah.
Wake up. Like, try something new, because it's not the time.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
No, I mean, but that's an awesome perspective to have, right? Because again, like I know that through everything that I've gotten through in life, that it was God's plan for me to get through that.
Yeah.
So I'm here from a standpoint saying, well, now that's an injustice to God getting me through it.
Yeah.
I have to show and prove for anybody that's going to happen.
Yeah.
And I mean, I haven't gotten that crazy into like my whole personal backstory of these things, but everybody is going through something.
Absolutely.
Right. And you have a choice.
Yeah.
Either you can sit in the corner and have self-pity and wallow and all of that, or you can get up and go do.
Yeah.
Right. And you can take that energy and put it into something good.
Yes.
Right. And so like you're a newlywed.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
A year. So
a
year and a half.
A year and some change.
A year and some change.
A year and a half. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was so humbled. I got to ordain.
Oh yeah.
That was amazing.
That's awesome. I'm glad it was you.
I was so nervous that day.
You were nervous?
Yeah.
I was nervous. I tried to pretend like I wasn't, but I was definitely nervous.
Yeah, it was crazy. That was such an honor to go do that.
It was an honor to have you do that.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I mean,
yeah.
But now, okay, so now in this time period, because now you have a whole new shift on that. So not just your buddy telling you Planet Hemp should be put aside for a while. You have your wife telling you that.
Like, just results matter. You know, it doesn't matter what I feel like or like. Well, I mean, not
to her, but to him, right?
Yeah, and with a daughter too, like I just have to look at it objectively. Like, again, it's coming back to this. Like, I have to be able to analyze the situation, and it's not about me now. Like, it's not about all the egotistical crap that's attached to Planet Hemp and what I wanted to happen. Like, now it's like, is this going to provide for my family like right now, or do I have to put my energy elsewhere right now? And so that was kind of what, you know, that was the why in the road that I came to, and I had to kind of pick a side. But you said, I think everything that you just said there was great, and I want to add on to it because specifically on the point where you said God brought you through all of this, and it would be basically like a dishonor to not honor the fact that he brought you through everything. And I think a lot of times being a follower of God scares some people because of everything that they've been through. And I'm speaking to an experience I've had like myself, or experiences that I've had myself. I heard someone use the analogy, a lot of times people think that they have to clean their life up and then find God. And I forget who said this, but they were saying that's basically saying that you need to clean yourself up before you get into the shower. Like, so I forget how I'm tying that back to what you said, but just committing to like taking those steps with God, because you can lock yourself out of like God's grace basically for as long as you choose to be stubborn and egotistical. But once you I remember how. Once you like accept that grace, you start acting differently. Like it causes you to do things differently. I think some people can be resistant to Christianity because it feels like, oh, you just get grace for free and you can act however you want to act, like, and God just forgives your sins, like, no matter what you do. And I don't think that that's how it works necessarily. I think when you accept God's grace, there's something that shifts in your heart and you want to act differently. You're not going to keep hurting the same person that keeps giving you a free gift, like, over and over and over and over again. You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean. I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. But I think in
maybe you could help me say it more clearly.
I think so. I think part of it is like this. Like there's stigmas all over the place, right? Negative, positive, right? And I think that like what has become in life is that, you know, church was a place to where you get told that you're like not so great.
Yeah.
Right. And you have to do X, Y, Z in order to become in God's good graces. Right. And it depends on where you go, if you're, you know, Christian or Catholic or Presbyterian, or there's some kind of that point of theology that points you to that situation. Right. I think and you hear stories of everybody coming and becoming saved, right? And then what does that really mean? And I don't know what that means. Yeah. Right. I know what it means, but I can't explain it to somebody. Right. There's not like an aha moment that most. So I think what people want is they want that transactional God. Right. That I'm okay. This is my first day. This is awesome. God, I know you're there. And then nothing. Right. So then tomorrow you're like, oh, well, that didn't happen. So, you know, God is not a genie.
Like a new gym. Right. Like you just joined the gym.
Right. It's the same thing as I said earlier. Right.
I want to show up to the gym, and just because you're there,
you want to lose 30 pounds is not happening in a week. Yeah. Your search and your relationship toward God is an ongoing thing. You have to train.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You know. Yeah. And I think for the journey of that is for most people, they don't have that aha moment. Of where like, oh wow, it happened right here. I was standing at Joshua Tree and it was like, oh, this guy's nope, sorry. Yeah. Like, yeah, that's great. That does happen. But for most people, they have to come to understand that God has always been with you. Yeah. Right? It's like, well, I can't feel God right now, or God, I'm far away from God. No, you're far away from God. He's always been with you. All you got to do is put out your hand and bam, we're right there. Yeah. Right. So I think for the journey for you, it's ongoing, or for anybody else. Yeah. Right. And again, you know, I go to that every day. Yes. You know, I want to understand that because the Bible is a history book. Right. I'm a history-minded thing. I love history. I love reading on George Washington and Ulysses S. Grant, like old generals. History. It's just history all the way around. But it's a history book. So you take it from that standpoint and say, well, how you can't say that this has not been, because here it is. It's written. Yeah. You know, but with that being, it's a daily thing for me.
It has to be. It's like if you don't lift a muscle group once a week, it's going to detrain. Like you're gonna lose any gains. Like if you just lift push days like every other week, you're not gonna improve it. You might maybe maintain, but that's at best.
If you stop working out in general, then your muscles atrophy. Yeah. If you stop reading the word, then your soul atrophies. Yeah. That's how it is for me. Yeah. To get back to that, it might be days or weeks that you're not really getting after, but get back in there. It's never too late to just start something new. Yeah. It's never too late to because again, back to what we said earlier, like you're talking about people outwardly searching for that solution to something. You don't have to look outward. Yeah. You got to get here. Yeah. And like get inside and just stay right there. You know, if we want to talk about, you know, findings of the Bible, that might be a whole, like, I'm going to have you back in because we could go on for a while.
I don't know if I'm qualified to speak on it. Like, yeah. Who is? Amen. Who is? Yeah. Yeah. You're right.
But I think it comes down to like just that desire to be a better version of yourself. Yeah. Like you have to start with that, and you can't go find it in somebody else.
That's the oath, actually, too. Right. That's really it. Is just finding it within inside yourself to improve yourself every day. That's really the oath. Is just self-improvement. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. That's really cool. Just another thing that just came to me. Like, I don't even feel like I created that at all. It literally it showed up. God was like, listen, this is And that's also why I continued down the Planet Hemp path for so long, because even though I guess maybe I shouldn't even look at it as a failure, because I saw it through to the point where God was like, okay, it's time to do something different now. So maybe I just had to occupy that period of my life with that, because I learned everything I needed to learn through that. Maybe I'm not.
It's tuition.
Yeah.
The failure is tuition.
That's a great point.
It's something you've paid into. Some people spend, someone stays with Montana for 4 years.
Yeah.
And now what do they have? They have tuition. They have debt from it.
Yeah.
You decided at 18, I'm going to cut this off right now.
Yeah.
So your tuition is not something, it was monetary, of course. Mm-hmm. You got to put some of your own money into that.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Probably 10 cents of every dollar you couldn't, 10 cents of every dollar you actually could spend for yourself.
Yeah.
Right? It was going back in to build it. Mm-hmm. So you're getting tuition the entire time.
Absolutely.
Right? So failure is the tuition you pay for success.
Yep.
Right? Like that's one of those things. Like so, if you take that and you have that perspective, mm-hmm. then you're squared away to move forward and keep moving forward, because like, you know what, that was tuition.
It's the ego that can get in the way of that perspective.
Sound decision making.
Yeah. Well,
no, there's good ego too. Right? Like everyone, you want to use the word ego. There's good ego. It's like, yes, I believe in myself. Yeah. Right. It's when you take that belief in yourself and then project it out to everybody else that I'm the greatest thing since whatever. Yeah. That's when ego becomes bad.
If we're looking at it, we love doing full circles around here.
Yeah.
If we're looking at it from the Jungian perspective, I think it was Jung. It was either Jung or Freud. I think it was Jung. Talking about an id, an ego, and a superego. The ego is just kind of our self-awareness of our existence, basically, and how we identify ourselves. So it's like, the way that he describes it, it's not good or bad. It's just kind of like the character that we inhabit on the planet. Yeah. The id being like our animal desires, and then the superego being like our moral compass, basically, and the id being like the intersection of those two and how we kind of process between those two.
Yeah. I missed that day of like psychology and things.
I used to be a nut about psychology. I loved that shit. That was like, I think that also played into my mom's concern about my development as a human, because I don't know, I could see how she could be freaked out by someone who's obsessed with psychology. I would read a lot about psychology and like, I guess social psychology maybe, or cognitive behavioral stuff. But that was, to her, I think she was like, what? She was definitely concerned.
Well, moms are always concerned. I mean, that's what it is.
That's true.
But
that is
what's
true.
really cool about like your parents, and for the most part, is that your parents are the only ones that want to see you do better than they did. Yeah. Yeah. Like that's what's really cool about it. For sure. Some parents can't explain that. So it comes off as like, you got to do this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this. Yeah. But there's a journey inside of that too. Our parents just want it. Like every parent just wants to have their child do better than they did. Yeah. That's why like everybody's walking around is not really from America. Right, people came here for that opportunity.
That's a great point. Yeah,
to make sure, we talked about that with the ancestry. Like people came here to have that opportunity, that their next generation was going to be better off than they are. Yeah, right. Like your great grandfather and my grandfather, like only finished 8th grade. Right. His parents came over from Italy, and he had to work at 8th grade. Yep. Because he had to work to have money for the family.
Was he mining? What was he doing? Do you remember?
It was concrete. He was like, whatever it was job after job after job after job after job. Because he had to work. Yeah. Right. He did that, and his parents did that so that I could have, so that his kids could be better off than he was. Yeah. And then my parents, and then so on and so forth. So we need to stop and go, this isn't about me anymore. Yeah. Like when you have a child,
changes everything.
That's it. Yeah. So you're geared, and you're on the path of that right now. Yeah.
And you can't understand it until until you're in the hospital, and then oh wow, we're taking this home. Like this is ours.
Yeah, there's a whole there's a check there.
Immediate, everything flips. Like right in that, like, a second.
And how old is she, though?
6 months now.
6 months.
Yeah.
Almost 6 months.
She'll be 6 months on the 3rd.
So there's communication happening now between the two of you.
Oh, it's so
yeah,
cool,
like that's the cool thing
it's
about
so
it,
cool.
right?
Yeah.
Like for the first 3 months, you're really not quite sure. It's like,
Yeah.
you know, but then like that communication takes place.
Every day, dude, it's mind blowing. She's rolling around. We have like little things that we do that she like expects from me now, you know?
Yes.
Which is insane. It's just, it's mind blowing. It's mind blowing. Just, she came out, she's just a bean. We had this like big pillow that she would sit, like her whole body fit onto a pillow. And she couldn't move. She would just sit there and just kind of look around, cry every now and then. And now she sees something that she wants, she flings her body towards it or rolls over to it, or it's fascinating to see her interest in things like in food. When we're eating, like she'll start to, if she's sitting in my lap here and I'll eat over top of her. I've spilled food on her head before, but she'll be like reaching up for it while and so then that's when we knew, all right, she's interested in food. Let's figure out, let's start feeding her food.
Right.
Hates yogurt, hates broth, likes avocado a lot, really likes avocado, doesn't like egg yolk, just avocado right now, really. That's really her own thing.
Well, that's cool. 6 months old.
Yeah.
Already making decisions.
Yeah. She knows what she likes.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But it's great.
But it's just changed you as a man, though. I can see it already. I haven't seen you since you've had.
Yeah. Yeah, it has been since, but no, she changed. Yeah. She changed me as a man immediately.
Yeah.
And
you realize it's not about you anymore.
Yeah. And it's better this way. Like life is a little bit simpler, actually. And I understand things that my dad was trying to tell me now that I couldn't have understood.
He's the smartest man on the planet today, isn't he?
Yeah, he's great.
Not when you were 18, he was the dumbest guy on the planet. Now he's the smartest guy on the planet.
Yeah. My dad always did a good job of being like supportive of me, even whenever I was making decisions, and I definitely knew it was difficult for him, like just to stomach, because he's not a high risk kind of guy. You know him. He's not a high risk
averse. No,
yeah, he's a risk averse. Yeah.
Yeah.
So for me being an entrepreneur and dropping out of school and living in Montana when I was young, like you go to college, dude, you're still a high school student. Like you're dumb as shit. That might be the dumbest. Honestly, you might be better off going to college when you're like 12, because between 12 and 20, you learn a lot of stuff that makes you a worse human. You know what I mean? You get to college, you're just like a baby out there and you have all this freedom. And it's freaking dangerous, dude. It is a dangerous time of life.
I guarantee your dad, though, as much as he wanted to see you just do what I know that he was, you know, he burned at night because he was like, I got to help him and I can't help him because he needs to learn how to trust me when I say that. Like it's the hardest thing as a dad moving forward, and now like you want your kids, of course, to be better off than you. Yeah. But you cannot give that. You cannot enable them. You can't give. They have to fail.
Oh, dude.
Right.
Even just watching her play on her mat yesterday, she had like a cube here, and she couldn't like maneuver to get to it.
Yeah.
I'm like, I've never seen you figure this one out before, so I want to just help you, but I just had to watch her work through it, and she figured out how to do it, but she like rolled herself back. And then she started crying because she thought that she rolled away from it. And then she looked over and realized that it was within arm's reach. And she's like, she was so happy.
Like,
I witnessed the whole thing go down. I was just from afar. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Coolest. Like, watching her figure stuff out actually is probably, I don't know. I would say this is my favorite thing about it, about 100 different things. But that's one of my favorite things about being a dad is watching her figure stuff out. Mm-hmm. It's fascinating. It's like the first time your brain did that. That's amazing. And then it's gone.
Yeah.
That's the last time. That'll be the first time that happened.
All new beginnings. So we have Sam 18. We have Sam now Via.
Yeah.
Yes.
Via.
That's awesome. What's next for you? We have Oath now.
Yeah.
Like what's next? Because I feel like your story and where you're going is based upon all of your experience now. Mm-hmm. But I feel like even though it's like a new horizon, like venture for you, you have always been there. at this point.
In
Does
a
that
way,
make
yeah.
sense?
Yeah. I hear
So
what
what's
you're
next?
saying.
What's next?
Like, a lot of the stuff that I got from Planet Hemp was connections with other people who were trying to do stuff. And I still have those connections. So a lot of that is still part of my current journey. And then being an entrepreneur and being an athlete mentally are the same thing. You wake up every day, you're banged up from practice this week, but you got to perform, and people are looking at you, waiting for you to perform. Like you have to do what you were hired to do, basically. So transitioning from being all entrepreneur to being trainer, which is still entrepreneur really, was pretty natural for me, and that's my outlook now. I took a class on applied biomechanics with a company called Prescript, and the guy who did it, his name is Dr. Jordan Shallow, and he's a beast. He's a doctor, and he has head tattoos, and he squats like 600 pounds. He's awesome. I learned more in that. I learned at least as much in that class about being a good trainer as I did in that business management information systems class that I took in college that I started my business off of. So it's an amazing course, and I'm kind of taking that knowledge to build my what separates me as a trainer. The biomechanics is going to be my I'm really zeroing in on that.
Functional training.
Yeah, and I'm trying to keep it pretty simple. I don't want to reinvent the wheel. A lot of people have succeeded with different programs. I'm just trying to understand the right programs really in a really in-depth way. But the pathway that I'm on is eventually I want to work with the most elite athletes, and because of my background in apparel and because of Oath and marketing and all of the things I learned from having Planet Hemp, on the marketing side, I know that at some point I'll be able to work with these athletes in the age of NIL and just social media. I could probably help some of these younger athletes get looks from colleges or start their own brand through kind of what we're doing. But not quite at that stage yet. I think that's more.
Well, how do people order from Oath? You have to be a client of yours to get Oath?
I know. Organicathletic.com.
Right.
And we have supplements, clean supplements. We've got organic mushroom-based supplements. We've got grass-fed collagen, clean whey protein, creatine, electrolyte powders. Just pretty much anything you need for performance as clean as possible. Organic apparel, and then workout programs that are delivered through text message. So you'll wake up and you'll have a text message with your workout for that day.
Awesome.
So yeah, whether you're trying to run a half marathon, we can help you with your running program, or you just want to stack muscle on, weight loss, or something more specific, if you need a custom program. You could do all that. Organicathletic.com.
Awesome.
And if you use promo code SAM, you could get 10% off.
There you have it.
Yeah.
There you have it. Yeah.
So, yeah.
I appreciate you, brother.
I appreciate you having me on.
Man.
That was an easy hour that we just put in.
Yeah, we did, didn't we?
Yeah. I love you, man. Thank you for having me out here. It's been, like you said, it's almost been probably close to a year since.
Almost.
But it just feels
you pick right back up where you left off.
We're just out sitting back by your pool, chatting.
Having the relationships with people that you can not see them for a while and then pick right back up where you left off.
The best.
Are the most precious relationships.
Amen to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Agree 100%.
Yeah. Family or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're cousins.
We are.
Keep it simple. We're cousins.
I love you, Sam.
I love you, Benny.
Thanks, brother.
Thanks for having me.
All right.